Hello again. Some more details about the clustering factor. Here we see our keys inside the table that we have inserted previously. And together with that, we see the row ID. What is the row ID? The row ID is a kind of internal unique key that is stored inside an Oracle table, and it is associated with every single row. Why the row ID is important? Because the row ID is stored together with the key inside the B-tree index, what is not shown here. So we see some values, but together with every value, the row ID is stored. And this row ID is maybe not displayed in comprehensive and human readable manner, but there is another function to give us more details. So what do we have here? We see that the row ID is composed of the file number, which is the number of a table space, then the block number, and finally the row number. What is interesting here is to see that the block number has changed what we shown previously. We have one block number for even values and another block number for odd values. So this is what is triggering the block switch, and that is why in this case we have the clustering factor that is equal to 14. Besides this, the usual example and somehow natural example when talking about the clustering factor is to show the birth date and the hire date. Imagine that you have a company and that is hiring every day. So one employee is hired on 1st January, and another one on the next day, and another one on the next day, and so on. So the rows inside the table will be, I'm pretty sure about that, ordered on the hire date. So the first line will contain the 1st January, the next line will contain the 2nd January, and so on, so on. On the other side, the guy who is hired the 1st January is born on one date, the other guy is born on another date, and the third guy is born on the third date, and so on. So what we see here is that the rows are perfectly ordered with the hire date, but they are not at all ordered with the birth date. What is the consequence on the clustering factor? In the first case, if we index the hire date, we will probably have a much better clustering factor. That means the rows that are stored together and probably inside one block. For example, if I ask for employees that were hired between the 1st January and the 2nd January, probably that the most of rows will be retrieved from only one block, one and only one block. But if I ask for employees that are born between the 1st January and the 2nd January, there is a much greater possibility that this kind of query will search among many blocks, because you remember that rows are ordered perfectly with the hire date, but not at all with the birth date. Thanks for watching.